Five friends, Aaron, her boyfriend Kemper, Morgan, Andy, and Pepper, are traveling through the back roads of Texas in their van, headed to a rock concert for a weekend of music and fun. But as they roll down the dusty highway, a girl suddenly stumbles into the path of their van. It's a close call, but Kemper slams the brakes just in time. They manage to avoid hitting her, but what happens next will shatter everything they thought they knew about fear. Aaron and Pepper feel that the girl is definitely in some trouble, so they ask her, "Are you okay?" However, the girl does not respond and keeps walking aimlessly. Seeing this, Aaron and Pepper get out of the van and approach her. The girl says, "I want to go home." Hearing this, they decide to bring her along in their van. As they drive past the Blair Meat Company, the girl suddenly says, "You are going the wrong way. I don't want to go back to that place." She tries to forcefully stop the van, crying and saying, "That man killed everyone, and now you will die too." With these words, she pulls out a gun, puts it in her mouth, and shoots herself, dying instantly. This shocks everyone, and they are terrified. Panicking, they get out of the van, screaming, unsure of what to do with the girl's body. They debate whether to inform the police or not. After much thought, they decide to report everything to the police. They stop at a gas station along the way. At the station, they meet a woman named Luda. They tell her everything about how the girl shot herself in their van. Luda calls the police and informs them about the incident. She then tells them, "Go to the old Crawford Mill. There's an officer stationed there." This feels strange to them. Why can't the officer come here? But with no other options to get out of the mess quickly, they eventually decide to go to the old mill. Surprisingly, there is no police officer at the mill, and the place is eerily deserted. Still, they decide to wait there and discuss the situation. Camper, Morgan, and Andy want to leave the girl's body there and go, but Aaron and Pepper insist on handing the body over to the police officer first. Meanwhile, they hear some noises from inside the mill. Upon checking, they find a boy named Jedediah. Jedediah tells them, "The police officer won't come here. He's at his house, drinking." Camper asks Jedediah for directions to the officer's house. Taking Aaron along, he leaves for the officer's house, while the others stay back with the van. After a while, Camper and Aaron reach the house, but instead of a police officer, they find an old man named Monty, who has no legs. Monty tells them, "This isn't the police officer's house. If you want, you can use my phone to call him." But Monty allows only Aaron to enter the house and asks Camper to stay outside. Inside, Monty dials the police officer's number and hands the phone to Aaron. Aaron explains everything to the officer, who replies, "I'll be there in half an hour." Aaron hangs up the phone and is about to leave when Monty calls her, asking for help. Aaron goes to assist him. Meanwhile, since Aaron hasn't come out for a long time, Camper decides to go inside to check on her. Camper looks around the house, searching for Aaron. Suddenly, Thomas Hewitt, also known as Leatherface, appears and strikes Camper on the head with a sledgehammer. Injured, Camper is dragged into the basement by Leatherface. Meanwhile, we see a man named Hoyt, a police officer, arrive at the mill. His behavior is odd. He forces the group to remove the girl's body from their van and load it into his car before driving away with the body. A little later, Aaron comes out of Monty's house but doesn't see Camper. She assumes Camper has already returned to the mill, so she heads back there as well. At the mill, Aaron informs her friends that the police officer is supposed to arrive soon. However, they tell her that the officer already came, took the body, and left. Hearing this, Aaron is shocked. Since Camper hasn't returned to the mill, they all decide to search for him. During their search, they come across a pile of abandoned vehicles in a dilapidated area. They even find human teeth scattered there, but choose to ignore them and start checking the vehicles. While searching, they find a glass jar inside one of the vehicles. The jar contains a family photograph, and one of the people in the photo is the girl who shot herself in their van. They don't find Camper anywhere, and Aaron starts to suspect that Camper might still be at Monty's house. Determined, Aaron decides to go back there. Morgan and Pepper return to the mill, while Aaron and Andy head to Monty's house. Upon reaching the house, they see Monty sitting outside. Aaron distracts him by engaging in conversation. Meanwhile, Andy sneaks inside the house. As Andy searches for Camper, he enters a room filled with hanging pieces of flesh and skin. In that room, he opens a freezer, causing a box on top of it to fall to the floor. Hearing the noise, Aaron runs inside, followed shortly by Monty. Monty becomes furious upon seeing Andy and starts yelling loudly, "Come on, boy, bring it!" while banging his cane on the floor repeatedly. Suddenly, Leatherface emerges from the back room, starts his chainsaw, and attacks them. Seeing Leatherface, they panic and try to escape. Aaron manages to flee somehow, but Leatherface cuts off Andy's leg with his chainsaw and carries him into the basement. In the basement, Leatherface hangs Andy on a sharp meat hook and applies salt to his severed leg, torturing him. Then he wraps paper around Andy's leg, preparing to inflict further pain. Here we see Leatherface killing Camper and peeling off his facial skin to create a skin mask. Meanwhile, Leatherface removes the skin mask he's wearing, revealing his actual face, which looks horrifying. On the other side, Erin is seen running and finally reaching the mill. Terrified, she tries to start the van to escape, but the van refuses to start. Seeing Erin in such a state, Morgan and Pepper ask her what happened. Just then, Officer Hoyt arrives. Erin feels a bit relieved upon seeing the police officer and attempts to explain the situation. However, Hoyt notices marijuana in their van and orders all three of them to get out and lie face down on the ground. They try to explain everything to him, but Hoyt doesn't listen to a word they say. After a while, Hoyt takes Morgan inside the van, hands him the gun and says, "Show me how that girl shot herself in the van. Do it exactly the same way." Hoyt begins forcing Morgan to place the gun in his mouth and pull the trigger. Seeing an opportunity, Morgan points the gun at Hoyt instead. Hoyt provocatively tells him to shoot, but when Morgan pulls the trigger, the gun doesn't fire. It was empty. It was all part of Hoyt's ploy. Now Hoyt takes the van's keys and drags Morgan with him. We see Hoyt taking Morgan to Monty's house. Meanwhile, Andy is still alive in the basement. He regains consciousness and tries to free himself from the meat hook, but Leatherface had set up booby traps with chains, causing the sharp meat hook to dig even deeper into Andy's back. On the other side, Erin continues trying to start the van. Fortunately, after several attempts, the van finally starts. But as she drives forward, both front wheels come off the van. Before they can process what's happening, Leatherface arrives and attacks them with his chainsaw. Pepper panics and gets out of the van to run away. But before she can get far, Leatherface catches up to her and kills her with the chainsaw. Erin, helpless, watches everything from inside the van. Here she notices that Leatherface is now wearing a mask made from her boyfriend Camper's facial skin. The sight leaves Erin in shock. Leatherface then starts chasing Erin, intending to kill her. Erin runs and reaches a trailer where she finds two women, T-Lady and Henrietta. She tells them everything and asks if they have a phone so she can call for help. However, they tell her there is no phone. They add that Leatherface is a good boy and his disfigured face is due to a skin disease. They assure her that he wouldn't harm anyone. Hearing this, Erin finds their behavior strange. She is terrified and panicking. Noticing her state, Henrietta offers Erin some tea to calm her down. While sitting there, Erin notices a photo of the family, including the girl who shot herself in their van. This realization leaves Erin puzzled. At that moment, the phone rings, revealing there was indeed a phone in the trailer. Henrietta had lied to her. Henrietta answers the call and speaks to someone. She also has a baby in her lap who is crying. Erin tells Henrietta, "This baby isn't yours, you've stolen it." Actually, that baby belonged to the family of the girl who shot herself in their van. Now Erin tries to escape from there, but falls to the ground and loses consciousness because Henrietta had mixed drugs into the tea she gave to Erin. When Erin regains consciousness, she finds herself in Monty's house, where the gas station lady, Luda, and Officer Hoyt are also present. In reality, they all belong to the same Hewitt family. They were the ones who had trapped and killed the girl's family, keeping their baby with them. That girl had somehow managed to escape but was so distressed and hopeless from it all that she shot herself. Here, Luda says, "My son Thomas had a skin disease since childhood, which disfigured his face. People always tormented him because of it. No one liked our family, so we lived alone in an isolated place." Now Leatherface takes Erin and locks her in the basement, where there were various body parts of people kept in extremely horrifying conditions. Seeing all this, Erin becomes terrified and loses her composure. She also sees Andy, still alive, hanging on a meat hook in the basement. Erin tries her best to take Andy off the hook, but unfortunately, she cannot free him. Andy, in excruciating pain, tells Erin, "Kill me and relieve me from this suffering." At first, Erin hesitates, but seeing Andy's agony, she reluctantly kills him. Moving ahead, she finds Morgan, injured and lying in a bathtub. Morgan had also been tortured, leaving him unable to walk properly. Erin helps him out of the bathtub. At that moment, the little boy Jedediah, whom they had met at the mill, arrives. Jedediah was different from the other members of his family. He shows Erin and Morgan the way out of the basement. Now they begin to escape, but Leatherface arrives in the basement, starting his chainsaw to chase them. Leatherface almost catches up with them, but Jedediah distracts him, allowing Erin and Morgan to escape the basement successfully. They run toward an old cabin and hide inside, but Leatherface follows them there as well. Seeing this, Erin hides Morgan in one spot while she hides in another. Soon, Leatherface enters the cabin and starts searching for them. Erin's hiding spot is infested with mice, making it extremely difficult for her to stay silent. Fortunately, Leatherface doesn't find them and leaves after a while. Afterward, Aaron gets up and starts to sneak out, but Leatherface suddenly appears from behind and grabs her. He is about to attack her with his chainsaw when Morgan comes to Aaron's aid. However, Leatherface lets Aaron go and grabs Morgan instead. He hangs Morgan from the ceiling and brutally kills him with his chainsaw. Seeing this, a terrified Aaron starts running away. Leatherface chases after her. While running, Aaron reaches a barbed wire fence. She crosses the fence, injuring herself slightly, but manages to escape. But Leatherface's foot gets caught in the wire, causing him to fall, and the chainsaw drops, cutting off one of his legs. Aaron keeps running and somehow reaches the highway. Just then, a car is passing by. Aaron stops the car and asks for help, but the person in the car leaves without helping her. Aaron continues running and reaches Blair Meat Company's slaughterhouse, where Leatherface shows up and attacks her. Aaron, trying her best to escape from Leatherface, grabs a meat cleaver and hides in one spot. Leatherface searches for her, but when things get too intense, Aaron decides to confront him. As soon as Leatherface appears in front of her, Aaron continuously strikes him with the meat cleaver, severing his right hand. Leatherface, now injured, collapses and stays there. Aaron runs out to the road and sees a truck approaching. She stops the truck and asks the driver for help. The truck driver lets her in and starts driving. However, after traveling a short distance, Aaron notices that the driver is heading toward Luda's gas station. Realizing this, she pleads with the driver, "I don't want to go back there, please turn the vehicle around," while trying to stop the truck. But the driver stops the truck in front of the gas station and gets out to ask for help inside. Aaron also gets out of the truck and sneaks toward the house, peeking inside through a window. She sees Luda, Hoyt, and Henrietta playing with the little baby. At the same time, the truck driver comes out and tells them about Aaron, asking for help. This prompts all three of them to leave the baby and go outside. Meanwhile, Henrietta returns inside and notices that the baby is missing. Meanwhile, Officer Hoyt goes to check near the truck, but doesn't find Aaron there. Just then, Aaron somehow manages to start Hoyt's car. She drives it and hits Hoyt, causing him to fall to the road. Seeing this, Aaron backs the car and repeatedly runs over Hoyt, killing him. Aaron then drives away from the scene, taking the baby with her. Suddenly, Leatherface appears and strikes the car with his chainsaw, but ultimately, Aaron manages to escape with the baby. 2 days later, we see two police officers arriving at the Hewitt family's house to investigate. During their investigation, they reach the basement, where Leatherface suddenly appears and brutally kills both officers. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.